Hi, this is Andrea Kalli, and today's video I'm going to show you how I created this striped text shadow effect in Camtasia 2021. Let's take a look at what it does. I've got a few animations animating things in. And it really shows us how two things, how the media mat can be used and how the Quick Properties panel can be used to simplify the editing of something like this. So let's take a look at the Quick Properties area. So I select the group, and I see here that I have a place that I can change the text. Let's go ahead and change that. And I can also change the color of the text. Maybe I want it to be gold. And then I also have an area to change the stripe color, the shadow stripe. So I can maybe change that to a blue. Oh, that's very pretty. You have a lot of options here, and when you set it up and you also set the Quick Properties up, it's very easy to edit this. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to change those back. And let's dive into how I set this up. So if I click on this plus here, that opens up the group, and I actually have them open, so I'm just going to click on the tab. And I have upper text and lower text. And the lower text is the stripe. So if I turn off the upper text, you can see now I just have the shadow stripes, which is actually kind of cool in itself. So let's go ahead and go into upper text real quick. And what upper text does, if I've got a shape with a media mat on it, and it basically allows me to hide the text coming from the top, and then I've got a transition on that text where it kind of gradually shades. So that's what I have going on with the upper text. Now let's go ahead. The lower text is where the stripes happen. So let's go into lower text. And the lower text area is made up of, here's the group of stripes. We'll get into that here in a second. But this shape right here is the text, which is a media mat. So it's a text annotation, and I applied the media mat visual effect to the stripes below. So let's isolate this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn off upper text so we can just focus on the stripes on the lower text. So again, this is a text annotation that I have a media mat visual effect applied to it, and let me go into the settings of it, and the mode is an alpha mat, which applies itself to the stripes group down here. If I go into the stripes, there are actually about 145 stripes. I manually made these out of shapes. So let's click on the first stripe. As you can see, here it is right here. And I made them at 10 pixels width. And then I simply copied and pasted a bunch of them, and then I grouped them, and I copied and pasted a bunch of those, and ended up with, let me select them all, and then scroll out so you can see what it looks like. And the reason why I made so many of them, and I really was a little sloppy here, I should have made sure, or the white position was at 0. So now that you can see how I made these individual stripes, and you don't have to have, it's not an exact science on how close they are together. I just basically I eyeballed it is what I did. I just eyeballed it. See how that looks right here? If you with this zoomed in a bit, this is actually the stripe with the text media mat applied to it. So now that you can see how the stripes are set up, that basically becomes our background. The lower text area, here's the text with the media mat applied to it. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on upper text again. So now let's dig into the Quick Properties panel on the main group. So with that selected, I'm going to go into Quick Properties. And I have the two text elements. One is the main text, and the other one is actually the media mat that sits on top of the stripes. I want them to work as one, so I have them linked, and then the 145 linked items are all those individual diagonal stripes that make up the stripe shadow. With those grouped, you would save that. This area of the Quick Properties panel is where you change the text, change the coloring, change the font of both of the top text, the upper text, and the stripe color, which is the lower text. They can be the same color or they can be different colors. Now, one reason why I made so many stripes and why it's so big, so much bigger, is because I wanted the ability to be able to manipulate the size of those stripes, or maybe fine-tune those stripes. So let me show you what I mean. So if I go into the lower text tab and I click on the stripes group, let me zoom in. What if I wanted a tighter, smaller stripe? So with that stripes group selected, I could go to scale. I would say maybe 50%. You see how it's more of a pen stripe look versus a thicker stripe? That allows me to be able to do that. And when I do this, let me show you what happens to all the stripes. So I'm going to select them all, and you can see how much smaller it is. It really tightens them down, which is another reason why I wanted to be able to have the ability to make those stripes a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, and just to have some more options there. Okay, let's go to timeline. I actually really like that pinstripey look. It makes the shadow a little bit cleaner and easier to read. But again, let me go ahead and show you the beauty of it, which is the ability to just change one field, one text field, and everything changes. I just love that. Let's manipulate the color again. And I can have the stripes be the same color, which is nice. I could also have them be a different color, which is very cool. Anyway, I just wanted to show you how I made this stripe shadow effect for text, and how I set it up in Quick Properties to be able to easily change the text in one field and have everything change, which is the true beauty of the Quick Properties panel and how you can link things together. So that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.